what's next? Well, I'm going to stick on my front and rear derailleur, just roughly at the moment. So I'm just going to put on my rear derailleur first. It's really quite simple. So you put obviously this bolt here, screws into these threads, and this stop here has to stop on this wee lip. So if you look here, there's a lip here, and that goes against this here lip here, so it sits like that. Okay. Now again, before that goes on, in with my pist. So watch this. Remember, this shoulder has to be above this. Don't try to stick it on like that or get it cross threaded or damage this arm. So it's above it. Let's give it a nip. And that's it. So next is the front derailleur. Now the derailleur I got is actually the wrong one. After all my spouting on about making sure we have the right stuff. It's a band-on derailleur, but it's a large. It's for a 32. I think it's 32mm down tube, whereas this is a 29mm. So it's a smaller band-on. Was what I need. I would look back at what I had ordered, and I actually didn't order the wrong thing. Here it is. Here it is. Here actually. So it's this part here. That's too big for my down tube. So I got in contact with the supplier I got it off, and yeah, and I looked at my order, and I had ordered the right thing, but they give me the wrong thing. So I got onto them and I had to send that back, and they're going to send me a new one. It just means it's going to hold me up another week. In the meantime, my spacer arrived for my rear brake to allow my brake caliper to be put onto the frame to use a 160mm rotor. So I can push on now, and so this evening I'm going to set up my levers, run the cables, set up my brakes, front and rear, put the cable to my rear derailleur, stick on a chain, and set my gears. So let's get started with that. So first thing I'm going to do is stick on my levers. Obviously make sure you put them on the right side. These levers and cables and calipers, they did come in two different parts. So you see this, but the housing here and the cables and the calipers, they're actually full of oil. So if I put them together properly without spilling much oil and without trapping much air, I may not have to bleed them, or at least it'll be a lot easier to bleed. So I'm going to leave these in place. If I pull that lever now, the brake fluid will spurt out here. I'm just going to keep that in tight and that in place so the lever won't pull. So to put them on the bars, just peel back the rubber. So we have this here band is what clamps it to the handlebar. So just loosen off this nut here. This should come away. See that coming out now. Okay, so lift that up. I have it about there, and I'm just going to set it roughly for now, and then whenever I'm fine tuning it, I can put it where I want. So I'm just going to look at how many notches down here. I want to put this back just to see what it looks like while it's on the bike. I like to have a nice straight transition from here to the hood. Just see where I am. I'll put this down for now. Let's see what I have. that, yeah. That's a nice straight transition. Remember, it's going to be a bit higher. A bit higher there because of that. When I put the tape on, it's going to be higher here. So I'm just going to bring it up just ever so slightly more, and then happy with that. So I'm going to bring it up to the next notch and see if that's too far. So it's the 4th notch. It's important to be aware of which notch it is, so you have the same on the far side. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Okay. Now, same this side. Doesn't have to be 100% now. It's not as if this is a bike fit. I just want to get the whole thing together. Okay. That is them on. Okay, so this is the rear wheel. This is where the rear caliper goes. And as you can see, the 1/6 rotor, I am unable to sit down onto these, the housing here. So, what I needed, and I forgot about, was a spacer to allow the rotor to sit back further away from the rotor. So, I'll show you how to put that together. So this is the adapter that came, this is the parts that came with it. The lock screw and 2 washers. This is the parts that came with the actual kit. So what I need out of this, I need my 2 screws. I need my pin, locking pin. And I think that's it for now. Yep, okay. Put that away for now. So, first thing you need to do is put this onto the caliper. You get your 2 screws that came with the fitting, push them through here. Get your caliper, put the outside, obviously to the outside of the caliper, and feed them up here. And screw them up there like that. Get that nip, make sure it won't come out. I love to have it when it's screwing in like that and it's quite tight. Alright, so this bolt has come up past this point here. If you want to imagine it like that, I don't know if you can see that. So this little guide hole here, this has come up and it has passed the hole. So I'm just going to pop this pin in place. This is like a safety pin to stop it from moving. Stop the pin from ever coming down or working itself loose. Just a little added safety. Okay, so now that's done, we go to the wheel. We go to the bike and try to put this on the bike. So the bolts that came with the caliper should come up here. It should be about 13 mil above. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, so looks good. Put this straight on. Them 2 washers, if you put this in here and you're sticking up too high, you can put 2 washers down, that'll bring it back down a bit. This looks good. Shouldn't just gonna run by, I'm gonna look straight down at the rotor here, and I'm just gonna nip it out to where I think it's right. And look to fine tune that later, which I'll show you how to do. For now, that's pretty much it. No, sorry, I've got a little snapper tinner here just to slip over the top of this bolt again. Stops it from working loose. Okay, so that just sits in there like that. Okay. Now for the cable. Well, as you can see here, you try to find on your bike the way it runs. So you can see on this bike we have furrows here for it to sit in. So I'm gonna get small tie wraps to tie them to here. So here, underneath here, up the middle, up the down tube, and then it's gonna come up to whatever side it is. Probably this side. Yeah, so it's gonna come up this side and in underneath the what will be the bar tape here and into the brake lever. Okay, so I'll do that now. Be with this when I tighten it off and wet. That's that in place. Now I'm going to go and do my front, just to have it up. So for our front flat mount, we got slightly different. We got much smaller bolts to go in the front. It's the pack that came with the front. 2 bolts out. 1 and 2. Okay, so don't need them just yet. Nope. Okay. This actually comes with a bracket to let you know, to see if you want it either 160 or 140. So depending on which way you orientate this here jig here. So if I want it 140, it's up, so I'm gonna have to take this off, swap it around, and it's gonna be up for 160. Do that now. So before you try to take them screws out, just make sure you take out this pin. Just get a pair of pliers or something, push it back. Instead of coming out to actually, if you have nails, push it straight back out. And now, should be able to screw these out relatively easily. Okay, so now what we can do is just spin this right around, put the back in. Okay, so they're not going to go anywhere, but just in case we have this pin, let's make doubly dog sure. Now, if you put 160 up, it should now fit in nicely. Yeah, that's sweet. Screw in there. That one. You know my brakes. Just before I screw that in though, I'm gonna feed this through my fork. Depends on your bike. On this bike here, we have to feed this through the fork. Makes it a bit tidier looking. It's easier to do this now while before it's connected. Find this hole. There you go. If we can do this without, I'm going to take the cap off. Yep, that's it. Okay. These screws and bolts that came with it. Actually, I'm going to put a little bit of this assembly grease on it. I should have done the same at the back, but I forgot. I'll do it again. Just be very careful. Obviously, don't get this on the rotors. Good. And bring it back a bit. I'm just going to look down and sight. I'm just going to sight the rotor. It's nearly impossible to do now without me being able to pump the brakes, but I'm just going to get best I can Let's give it a little nip. I'm going to be adjusting this later whenever I get the brakes going. Okay. Okay. So now I have my two calipers in position, and luckily enough, as I said, these are already bled down to the caliper. So I just have to make sure I have enough get to the lever. So I come up here, obviously you have to go to, so when you bring them up, make sure you bring the right cable to the right lever. I don't know about you, but my left hand always brakes the rear, right hand for the front. So just the front brake says to come over to here. So, and it's going to around the front. I'm going to get a tape actually. I don't want to be clamping things here. I don't want that to be in my way. Let's see. There's a bit of an indent here. So obviously that's, bring that round. You see how much extra cable I have, so the cable there I have to cut off. Okay, this extra bit here. Okay. So this comes across, let's not mix them up just yet. It's going to come up and across. Okay, and it comes around here. And straight in there. Okay, this one is going to come up over to here. Just on the rear one, just make sure you have all this pulled taut now. Remember, I didn't actually pull them tight, but it's important to do that now. Okay. And up to here. Okay. Now, just make sure, obviously, because it's not connected to the front fork, you have to make sure that when you turn, you have enough of a pull. It's not going to pull out of either the lever or the caliper. So you can see here it's starting to pull taut, so I have to bring that back a bit. Like, even if I had a crash, I have to go to the worst possible way. Yeah. So that's good. Still a good pull on that. I want to bring that back a bit. So hopefully I'll never have to pull it that far, but I was able to do it if need be. Okay, so then that's it. That's how much you need to do with that. And as you can see, you will also have to cut a good bit off this too. So you can see in this packet that came with it, I have two blocks here. That's for holding it if I want to cut it with a Stanley blade. I also have a barb here to squeeze into the pipe whenever I cut it. Don't think I need any of that yet. So I'm going to do the front first. The way these come, as I said, there's hydraulic fluid in here. I'm just going to tilt the bike down to try to stop it from coming out. So this bit's up. It shouldn't anyway, due to suction from there. Okay, we've got no leakage. You can see the oil is just there. And that is where it's staying for now, but I don't want to hang around here. Put out this bung. I should have an olive somewhere. Ah yes, here it is. And here should always be an olive. So it's in here. Let's pop that in. Okay. Bring it round. You're going to go straight in here. And I want to figure out, you're going to go, it's not, the pipe just doesn't come to here, it goes farther in. If you want to find out how much farther in, just get something to finish the stop. Bring that out. I'm going to measure that. And I am getting about 10 mil. So, whatever length I want, I'm going to add on 10 mil to it. So I was just going to mark this with a pencil and pen. Okay, and add on 10 mil to that. Okay, now I have a set of cable colours here. Clean. Get my barb. It's quite difficult to get that in, so what I would suggest is using these now just to hold it. Okay, let's try to get something to tap that in. Now we put on our screw. Now olive, I'm just gonna put some of my grease on this olive. Okay. And then we just enter that into the lever. Be careful that you don't cross thread this, because as you can see the cable's trying to pull it that way, and I don't know if you can see that, but it naturally wants to be at an angle. Just make sure your bolt is right on to the cable before you start screwing it in. Now you'll cross thread and damage the threads, and obviously that would be a disaster. It can be quite hard to get started sometimes. Once you get it, you're on your way. And obviously, as I said, just be careful. You don't cross thread, and this is going in quite easily. So I know I'm not cross threading. Leak coming out there, so there will be like a tad bit of air in the system here, so you probably will bleed it, but the brake should work now. But to get the best out of them, I probably will bleed them. Okay, so you never over tighten this, okay? Now remember, it's only aluminium threads. Okay, so it's down home. If you have a torque wrench, it tells you there, 5 to 6 Newton meters. And that is that side done. I'll do the same to this side, exact same, and that'll be it. Okay, now that I have that done, I can put out the safety stops and see how my brakes are. Let's check that out. Put it these for a second. Just give my hands a wipe. This mineral oil, it should be fine. It's only mineral oil. Shimano use mineral oil on their brakes rather than hydraulic oil. So just put out the stop. Put out the stop. And hopefully my brakes should work. I kind of feel nice. I know I haven't. This is the first time I've done them. I feel nice. There's a bit of travelling before it works. That just means I might have to top them up with fluid. But not bad. Okay. So Now, I'm going to just true up my calipers. As you can hear, I'm actually rubbing on the disc. So, show you how to do that. It's quite easy. You're to loosen off these two bolts so the car can move in and out. So let me just find my Allen key. Let's loosen it. Turn. Okay, so I'm going to hold it and nip it up, and while holding brakes. Again, not over tightening here, I'm just giving it the lightest of nips for now, because I'll probably have to remove it again. Actually, that's not bad. The hair in there is this here. Now, so now that I'm happy with that, I can give these a tighten. And this actually comes with a cover for the bolt, so it doesn't come out. Another safety feature. This actually goes over the bottom bolt because it's a 160. It goes under the bottom. If I had it left at a 140, it would have went over the top. You see, there's a hole here for that pin to go into. So that just clips over the bottom bolt. It's like this. Okay. Now, same for the rear. I'm rubbing. You can hear it, I'm rubbing. So I'm just going to loosen off these two bolts. Do the same again. My hand is on the brake. And I'm going to just nip it up. That's it. This side is different. That is my braking system installed. Excellent. Getting there.